YouTube just chimed in. This was one of my biggest gripes. She definitely was not one of the Thor's Odin's daughters. So yeah, picked this up at a good price. It was actually discounted because of Black Friday. Nothing I would have pressed or anything like that, but just a good book to have for the collection, and actually a good key issue. So I don't know where I picked this one up. I think I picked this one up at a comic show that me and the three men went to. If you saw us, we did a little show. It was three guys in a little car. So it was me, Roger, and Pat Howe, all 250 plus pounds in his Audi. And we went up and I picked this book up. And I'm a huge fan of the LOD. And this is a great Grodd cover. And it does have a big, whatchamacallit, it does have a kind of big slice down the center, a big color break, but that's okay. Great story. Love it when Grodd can make the cover. Grodd's a great character, even in the current stories for Flash and everything like that, especially when he was on the Justice League, Super Friends and Legion of Doom. I know, insane. It drove me insane. But, you know, for those of you on YouTube, Nemesis Prime is chiming in about Odin's daughter. No, $250. I don't know. I didn't pay $250 for this book. No. All right. So then we have a few other things right here. We have a new book that's coming out by Valiant. It came out by Valiant a couple of years ago, and it was a really cool character. Didn't get a lot of love, so I'll show the first cover of it, and that is Ninjak. Ninjak was a very cool character. I hope this character makes it onto the big screen. And I want to thank my executive producer, Bernie1869, for being out in the wild like he usually does and finding me the variant copy of it. Although not a great copy for what the cover is, it is pretty cool. So if you're listening into the background, you are listening to the soundtrack for heavy metal. I've been collecting vinyl in the past year and a half, and I was just actually able to pick this up. This is a great double album from a great cartoon animated movie back in the day. So no, it's not sold anyway. So here's the variant cover of it, which is kind of cool, but you know, not really, you know, the coolest thing. I like when the characters are on a cover. That's pretty cool. So thanks for everybody for jumping in if you just jumped on. So that's what I got for, you know, recent pickups. I got a lot more. A few other books I'd like to show, but you know, I'm really going to keep this short because this is going to go on YouTube, and we got stuff to do. So Roger Levesque just picked up his CGC membership, and he's going to send in some books. If you follow him on Instagram, you can see that he does have a bunch of books that he had pressed and cleaned. I don't know necessarily who did the cleaning. He quoted him on his page, but he did a great job. So yes, heavy metal is great. Mike, this album is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's got Mob Rules. It's got Sammy Hagar. This album is just absolutely classic. And I actually found this in Maine too. So not to revert back to the story, but while we were in Maine, and where were we? In Portland, Maine, great town. And they had this, you know, building, but on one floor they had a comic store, and on the second floor in the basement they had this Impressive Comics with an Impressive, yes. So, but my point is, and then below it they had an album store where they sold albums, CDs, and stuff like that. And I'm like, any chance you got the heavy metal? He's like, it's not the original. It's not the original. I said, I don't care. I'll take it. Let's go. So I picked it up. I've been saving it for today to listen to it, and man, it brings me back to a great time when this music was great. We used to watch these movies, you know, in our teenage years. It was pretty cool. So the 4 books that I am going to send out to CGC have all been pressed, just so you know. And I'm going to say what the grades are. Then once I give them to Roger, they're going to be off. And we both agreed that we will not look at the grades as they get reported to him. We will do a live unboxing here. Bernie1869, Pat Howe doesn't necessarily think that we're going to do that, but we're going to. I mean, at least I'm going to. I don't want to know, okay? So, the first book I'm sending out is King of the Monsters, Godzilla #1, all right? Huge shout out to my Illuminati Comic Talk brother, KP Henderson. He actually hooked me up with this book, and it was pressed. Kevin seems to think it's going to, yeah, no willpower. Kevin seems to think it might come back 9698. Chris Shaver, my good buddy Chris Shaver on IG, he says maybe 92, 94. If it comes back 92 or above, I'm pretty happy with it. It's definitely going to go on the wall, so that's something that I want to get out. We'll see what that comes back. The next book is a book that I did have pressed, Batman 155, the first Silver Age appearance of the Penguin. All right, so I picked this book up at the Raynham Flea Market. which is in Raynham, Massachusetts, and it's an indoor flea market where guys actually set up stores. Chris Shaver just jumped online. Hey guys, if you want to get a great book, jump on his raffle right now. He is raffling off a Journey into Mystery, the first appearance of Thor. There's a bunch of minis. Get in on these minis, because the minis will help you win, and I'm a big fan of the minis. So you win the mini raffle, you get the spot in there, and it pays for it. So he is raffling off the first appearance of Thor. PGX book. The label is incredible. Just an absolutely stellar book. Hopefully I'll be able to get that at some point. But Chris, good luck if you do end up, if that gets raffled off, all right? So this book is going to get sent out. I'm hoping that this book, actually Chris actually pressed his book. So I'm hoping that this book comes back 775. It's really nice looking. I mean, it is just a great book to have. The penguin, you can actually see the penguin in there, but it's really just a dragon. So pretty funny. So hopefully it'll come back pretty good. I'm excited. Next book is actually, it's kind of a toss-up what I was going to show next as I come to a close here, but I'll show this book. So this book is a book that myself, my buddy Tim Monahan, Mono Damon, Una Matrix Mono, we overvalue the hell out of it, and I believe Roger Levesque does also, and I think it's just because he's the character who he is. So this is actually my third copy of this book. I have one raw, which I did have signed by George Perez and George Perez and, oh my God, Marv Wolfman. Jesus, I'm having a moment. By Marv Wolfman, and I had bought that book when I was a kid at a comic convention. And back when you're a kid, you're 15, 16 years old, you go and you spend 15 bucks on 15 bucks on a comic. That's a lot of money, especially when your budget's like 30 or 40. So I picked this book up again. I think I bought this off of Very Gary on Instagram. I had Chris Shaver press it. Tell him, and it's going to come back. If this book comes back in 8592, I'm excited. I just want to finally get one graded because I do have 3 raws. Obviously, the one that I had double signed was not CGC witnessed, but that's my own personal book. That book means a lot to me. So again, this character, Deathstroke, Terminator, Slade Wilson, whatever you have to call it, really means a lot. As far as one of my favorite villains in the DC universe, probably second. And when he showed up, and I'm going to tell you, this is a spoiler. If you didn't see Justice League by now, forget it. You're not a fan. Go ahead, forget about it. He shows up at the end in the last trailer, and it is just absolutely epic. And maybe I'll talk just a little bit about what I thought about Justice League. But you know what? I'm going to save that for 3 Men in a Basement, because we are going to do a 3 Men in a Basement next week. So, yeah, this book, 8.5, 9.2, maybe 9.0. I don't expect it, but I didn't really pay a lot for it. So we'll see when it comes back. I mean, definitely a nice book. Chris did a hell of a job on it. So we'll see. My double signed copy is not at, yes, we are. Next week, we talked about that when you were at Dakota's. So Bernie 1869 loves to show up at Dakota's, and every time he's about to leave, somebody shows up, and then he can't leave. So he ends up hanging out. So that's funny. We did talk about that. Yes, next Saturday, we're going to do it. We'll post it. So the last book is my all-time favorite DC villain. And this book I bought from Zap Comics. And again, I'm going to do another huge shout out. Huge shout out to Nemesis Prime, X-Men, and my boy Death Trooper John, or Jonathan, whatever his tag is right now. Death Trooper 89 right now. They guys turned me on to Zap Comics. And Zap Comics is in New Jersey. And it's probably one of the most comprehensive stores that I can go to. They always have great books. They always show up. And even living in Connecticut, they send me tons of books. So here we go. This book is Green Lantern number 7, the first appearance of Sinestro, my favorite DC villain of all time. So had Chris Shaver press it, and it should come back. I don't know. Hey, Foss's wife is on. That's awesome. Foss's wife just jumped on. We love to go on vacation with the Fosses. So, another member of the LOD. And it's pretty cool. So this book, if it comes back 5.5, I'm happy. That's what I think I paid raw for it. And then thank you. And if it comes back 6.5, I'm even happier. So worked real hard. I've been holding on to this book. And actually, I think it was Justin's, Nemesis Prime's lead, who ended up getting this for me, telling me about it. And I jumped on the website, and I was able to do it. So that's my comic book haul. I'm going to upload this to YouTube right now and see how it goes. Yes, and this is the problem. My God, my favorite DC villain of all time. Only second to Black Adam, which I'm going to show. Thank you. It's a nice copy. It does look really nice. And at least Black Adam is on the cover, but that cover is for little kids, man. It's just so childish and immature, but it is Black Adam. I'm going to have to get a graded copy of that because that book's only going to go up with The Rock. I don't want to talk about right now with The Rock playing him, how they talk about it, that it might be a lighthearted comedy and all this other stuff. I just can't handle that right now. Yes, I think I don't know if I have the first cover of Sinestro. But anyway, so these are 4 books that I'm going to send out. 4 books right there. I said 3. 4 books that I'm going to send out. And hopefully they come back decent grades. So I'm going to hold those off. And while I'm on the Black Adam's topic, let's see where he is right now. He's got to be in here somewhere. Where is he? Right here. So here is the first appearance of Black Adam. Now, you can't get any more childish than this. But at the time, they were trying to, made for TV, Sunday morning cartoons, that's it. But this is the first Silver Age appearance of Black Adam. I don't think this book is worth pressing and getting graded. It's got some writing on the cover, probably come back at 7.5. If I was going to do anything, I'd probably invest on eBay soon though. Deadpool just jumped online. I wonder, do we, Bernie 1869, do we owe Deadpool anything as far as raffle wins? Or have we sent everything out to him? And I don't know. So this is my Black Adam cover. And if I was going to get one, like I probably will, I think I might just, buy one raw. So this really was a quick blurb. And that's it. Hope everybody has a great week. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to upload this onto YouTube if you want to see what I babbled about for the first 20 minutes if I was on. But please, guys, 3 Men in a Basement, all one word. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Do I really? I do, because you named, what's his name? Oh my God, I do. All right. Yep, you did. So I do owe you that. Okay. All right. That's going to get out to you Monday, I promise. I'm going to pull it out of this batch right now. You sent him the t-shirt. We should have sent him the Omega Man too. But anyway, so please, guys, go on to Bedlam. That's right. Bedlam was Lobo's partner. So please go on YouTube, subscribe to 3 Men in a Basement, all one word. We're trying to get this going. And then that's about it. So I'm sure I'm going to hear it from the executive producer, Deadpool, for not sending out your book. But everybody have a great week. Thank you very much for listening to me talk about comics. And I hope you find some good stuff out in a while. This is Otto, and I am out. Thank you. Right there. All right.